The Arizona Cardinals make a signing. They have re-signed their franchise center, Hjalte Froholdt, a name in which I will never, ever be able to spell. But this is why it kind of eases my worries with the Arizona Cardinals. I believe in Paris Johnson. I believe in Hjalte Froholdt. The Arizona Cardinals offensive line just feels more of like a problem that isn't really there. Ian Rappaport this morning, Hjalte Froholdt, the center for the Arizona Cardinals, a $12 million extension with $8 million guaranteed, 2 years extended, keeping him on the Cardinals until 2026. This is massive for the Arizona Cardinals. This is a guy who is absolutely one of the unsung heroes for the Cardinals this year. He just was. I mean, this was this was an offensive line that was in flux last year. There was a lot of issues. You had Paris Johnson going over to the right tackle, really stabilitating that. And Hjalte Froholdt coming in, solidifying the center position. Who was the last great Cardinals center? Was it Rodney Hudson? The guy that basically quit on the team? Here is why you just continue to believe in JG and Monty Ossenfort. They continue to build the things that matter and putting money into the positions that matter. And this is why, although I've been very vocal, I'm not going to hide from it. I'm one of those people that have said this team needs to go after Hassan Reddick, needs to go after a pass rusher. This is kind of the point that I've always understood. I wasn't ignorant to it, but it's a point that Jody had made on this show for the longest time. It was, this team is saving up their pennies for the bill that is coming due. You look at what the Cardinals have, $100 million or something insane in cap space. It's going to go away very, very soon. When you have Michael Wilson, who's on the second year of a 4-year contract. Trey McBride, the third year of a 4-year contract. These are all guys that are going to have to get paid. Pretty soon, Paris Johnson, you're going to want to keep your money so that you can keep yours around. That's what you're trying to do if you're the Cardinals. This league has never been built on free agents and on major trades. It has always been built through the draft and keeping your own players around. And no one knew who Hjalte Froholdt was last year. Came from the Cleveland Browns, had a relationship with Drew Petzing, shines with the Arizona Cardinals, and they keep him around. That's what matters. Continuing to build the positions that matter for the Arizona Cardinals. Offensive line, still looking to add some resources to that defensive line, but did draft Darius Robinson, did draft Xavier Thomas from Clemson. This is why when things in the preseason don't go as maybe I'd like to see them go, which it's the preseason, what are you going to say about it? It's just what it is. Continuously adding depth and continuously pouring money into positions that need it is what makes sense. Steve Keim didn't do that. Steve Keim gave money to running backs, i.e. David Johnson. Steve Keim gave what ended up being a bad contract to DeAndre Hopkins. Let's just call it what it is. At the time, looked to be a bad contract to Kyler Murray, which we understand has aged better as the rest of the NFL has paid their quarterbacks an insane amount of money. An insane amount of money. This is what you like to see. And Hjalte Froholdt absolutely building that rapport and chemistry with Kyler Murray. A center is a quarterback's best friend. I don't think people understand how much Rodney Hudson mattered the 1 year he was here. His ability to help identify defenses is what made Jason Kelce so awesome. Identify defenses. Let your quarterback know what's going on. The most important person in communication on that offensive line, on the offense, is the center. Guy that explains, hey, this is what I'm seeing. What are you seeing? Let's do this. Let's try that. You're always talking with your center. Your left tackle is just block that guy and stop him from killing your quarterback. Right tackle the same way. an important position, and at $12 million a year, kind of feels like a bargain. And this is a guy that could be around for a long time. It's a younger player. Hjalte Froholdt is not an older player in the NFL. As I look up specifically, I believe he is 26 years old, if I'm not mistaken. 28 years old. Be 30 years old when this is up. That is not old for a center in the NFL. I believe Jason Kelce was like 36 when he retired. 37 when he retired. You've still got a lot of time left. And this ability to continue to build this offensive line from within is going to pay dividends. And we know he can run block, and we know this whole offensive line can run block. It's in pass pro, people have some questions. But when I see guys like Hjalte Froholdt, when I see guys like Paris Johnson anchoring it, I just feel better about it. And it's why I'm not super concerned about the long-term effects of this offensive line that hasn't been great in the preseason. It's something that I believe will just get worked out, and there's some kinks right now that they're working on. And the Arizona Cardinals offensive line, I believe, is going to be fine. And for now, is just one of those problems in the preseason that we look at and immediately say, not so sure about that. Because we're just trying to find something to be upset about in the preseason.